calls from Chanel. I've gotten calls from China. Calls from like they film at our spots, and society's all over Tubi, and I mean, so it's like they actually build our businesses up as their films build up. So it starts that local exposure to everything. We build a behemoth of an industry all the way around by just their efforts. With the podcast side, I just woke up one morning and said, stop being scared. And I was just scared of like how it would look, this and that. So I went on YouTube, sat there for 20 minutes, found out how the right lighting will work, what kind of lights to buy, what to use, what kind of camera, and I came to realize that you don't even need a camera. I use my iPhone, and people don't even realize this. I put my iPhone on cinematic, put it at the right position with the right lighting. I have 3 lights, and I'm in my basement. And that's really it. And I say, hey, people want to hear what people, there's always somebody that want to hear what you got to talk about. So I make it 30 seconds to 3 minutes max, depending on what I talk about, and post it at 10:30 a.m. in the morning, put a poll on there to keep it engaged. And I mean, I think from that point on, it's been kind of growing. Within I think 3 weeks, I'm at 2 sponsors already that I'm working with. And like you said, the analytics are starting to build up from it. And it was just me waking up saying, bro, stop being scared, right? And people be like, oh, now you want a podcast. Like, it's no such thing as starting at the very end. That's the case, then music should be there right now because somebody made a song 200 years ago. So, in the long run of it, when you find it, when you feel like you want to catch that wave, catch it and start it and ride it.
I just want to add something to that too. With my podcast, I'm very specific on the type of sponsors that I want to get, so I haven't even accepted any yet. And what happened was, from me connecting, think of your jobs too as connectors, because all of us worked jobs too that helped out. And I work for Live Nation still professionally, and so we're gonna do spot dating tours starting this summer, to where we're gonna do my podcast, and we're gonna have artists performing with it, and then we're gonna do spot dates of venues of 500 or less. But that's the whatever your vision is, figure out how you want to market, figure out how you want to do your podcast or your TV series, and then get in that lane and really just edge it out. So congratulations on both of you guys, and always the GOAT, Chanel, the work y'all doing.
Thank you. So speaking of sponsors, and you mentioned working a job or whatever the case may be to fund what you're doing, this next question does go to funding, right? So could you guys explain some of the challenges you may or may not have had in getting funding for your platform or your movies or distribution? What are some of the challenges, or I would say best shared practices, that you've experienced in finding funding for your platform?
Well, for myself, I'm self-funding right now. So my job take care of my family, so they gotta still live the lifestyle they're accustomed to. And then my business, I actually don't pull money from my business, I just reinvest it, because I've been able to where I can sell certain things, but I kind of do it twofold. It's certain projects that I sell, and there's certain projects that I'm trying to build out, and I haven't gotten any personal funding for that yet. So I just take the money that I'm making and I'm just reinvesting, because I have a vision of where I want to take it. On my nonprofit side, I just started filling out grants. We put in our first grant come April, I think it's due April 10th. When I came in, I just started. I didn't know the grant game. I didn't know that part. I just knew, how we from Detroit know, we flip. So I just take the money I had and just reinvested and just kept, growing it organically. So, that's pretty much how I got going in. Finding grants. I'm finding out it's grants for documentaries, it's grants for podcasts now. You do have to follow the criteria. And that's one thing that when I first started, I didn't do, because I wanted to be like this. So I didn't try to get the funding because I want mine to be this way, and it didn't meet the criteria. Now I'm starting to shape things that actually meet the criteria that I can apply for that funding.
Oh, well on that, hook me up with them grants, because I don't know about the grants neither, Everybody talk about the grants, it's like the tooth fairy. I never seen it, but I know, Okay, so far as for me, I'm self-funded as well. And I took everything from my taco spot to the hair store to doing hair to the little jugging on the side to just anything maybe somebody blessed me with. I just added it all up. I put it all up and out there on my faith for my project. And you know, by the grace of God, it's all came back around. So I do take what I have also and reinvest into it. And then with that being said, I mean, I did partner up with Dennis Reed. I don't know if some of you all know him from the film, but my project did so well that, you know, everybody was reaching out to me to invest into what I had going on. So I did that, and then after a few projects now, I mean, I got just a bunch of people trying to invest into the film, because if you don't know, the film is a very good up-and-coming industry to be in. I mean, in my opinion, it's up there with real estate, especially coming from Detroit. But I do want to just say this: if any of you all are interested in that, and you might not have the $100,000 budget, or you might not have the $50,000 budget, you can start somewhere by just even getting a piece of the pie, by putting in a little bit of your investment. People are looking for investors. They'll put a couple investors in on their project, whether you have 5,000, 10,000, and they'll give you points, which is like a percentage of the film. You can work your own type of thing out, you know, even script writers, things like that, things that you have, things that you might be more powerful in, whether it's not being able to fund something, you might be able to bring something to the table to get you a piece of the pie in the film industry. So just keep that noted, and don't ever think like, well, all right, I don't got 50,000 or I don't got 20,000, like I can't really start. You have to start somewhere. You can start with the script, which is for free. You know what I mean? You can start with the pilot, with the outline, with the thought for a movie, which is free. And you wouldn't believe how some people will fund you for that, some people will pay you for that, or some people, like I said, will involve you in what they have going on. Even if you're just an actor or an actress. You know, I mean, I know now it's a little bit different where people are even acting in these films and they're asking for percentages. They're like, I don't even need the money up front, you know, the day rates up front. They just want a piece of the pie to get involved. So if you are interested in that and you do not have funding, I just want to say that you still have a way to get in there to make money off of the film. Sure.
For anybody, she mentioned the point system. I just developed a new point system for the back end for some of y'all to get started. If you want it, just email me and I'll send it to you for free. It's info at atnetwork.tv, and we share information. So it's no charge if you email me and say you were here at 313 Day and you want that back end, know what the point system is, I will send it to you, okay? Info at atnetwork.tv. Because I know how hard it is to find this information, get started. If you email our team, we'll send it right out to you.
Yeah, China just dropped some gems. I mean, I was never, you guys are the production people. I was actually an investor in a production side, but I do invest like my business, my buildings and stuff like that to them because, like I said, the return is always good when it comes to investing
For the free, let me
this
say.
talent.
For the free.
For the free.
So I want to say I appreciate that too, because for the free, you call Bravo, he will look out for you, he will help, and that's what we need. So like, again, even on the funding type of thing, even if you're not fully powered up for the funding, like I'm telling you, the city is coming together so great that y'all will be surprised how many people will be willing to help you if you just want to help yourself in the beginning, you know? So thanks again, Bravo, because you always
100%.
let us use your
Yeah,
spaces.
if y'all ever need a spot to film at, I would give y'all Society for free. I just tell you guys, just make sure you use it when I'm not using it, and also take care of my staff, my 2 staff members that'll probably be there too. I think everybody knows that. Like I was blessed with the spot, so I'm only, it's my job to bless everybody else with it too, so.
That is absolutely correct. I have reached out and gotten Society for movie shoots for my client multiple times. I mean, all the way down to the streets outside of his building and just providing different props that the club may have. You know, there is a huge community of resource and help within each other, and we just gotta really connect the dots on that.
Can we say something for you too? She does a lot for the city. So, you know, give her a play. She does a lot for the city. And I want to say this. How many of y'all out here are filmmakers that want to be filmmakers or content makers? I'm gonna challenge y'all with this. This is something I did when I got started. Sometimes you need to give before you ask. You gotta give to receive. So I'm gonna challenge y'all that's been here, that's went to any of the events, to cut up a series for her and give it to her. Because she's gonna start doing a series every year of content that she can sell and things because she does a lot and she needs to make some money with her company too, so she can continue to put these things on for y'all. Don't take this lightly. Because some of us travel all over and they not giving y'all the game like this. So I challenge one of y'all to cut up the series just for her and email it to her so that she can start putting this content out and her company can generate this income.
Can you explain cut up this series? Because even me, I'm over here and I'm like, what a...
Well, I'll explain it real quick. And you can email me to ask the questions too and I'll send you the answer, on how to do it. But I'm telling you, it'll take you a long way to support this queen. But what you're gonna do is, if you were here for each panel, if you was here and captured any events, put together a series like episode 1, episode 2, or the education series, and just edit it, pull it together, and then send it to her, and then she might look at it. That might open a door for you. So you got to start giving too, so that you can receive too. Put it in the air, because all the stuff that she do, you can mess around and get called to do other work, or she might refer you. I might refer you. China might refer you. He just offered up free stuff for you guys. So start thinking in those manners too on how to get your career started. Start giving too. So that's what I did, and it opened doors for me.
Thank you. I'm proud enough already. I ain't about to do this.
3,200, we KC dogs for life.
We are. Okay, so I want to talk about the authentic storytelling piece, right? So we live in an age where people create content on their social media or their platforms just to make money. And what you guys bring, you create film, so you can go fictional to non-fictional in a heartbeat. I want to know, how do the three of you keep things authentic and bring authenticity to your brand or to your projects, whether it's film or the podcasting? How do you keep your platform and the people you bring into that project authentic?
I don't want to be talking too much. I'm happy to see y'all because I don't get to see people too often because I be on the road. But how I keep it authentic is I'm a writer too. A lot of people don't know that. I write a lot of scripts and stuff. I just came from Birmingham from meeting with an agent that is from West Hollywood that lives here. Caucasian. And so I actually work with a lot of Caucasians. And how I keep things authentic is I have a two-tier system. So I actually will put projects together, write things, and send off to be sold just so I can keep generating income. And then when it comes to my independent projects, I set templates together. I'll say, okay, in 2025, I'll put a pitch deck together. I can send y'all right now. I'll put a pitch deck together and say, okay, these are the projects I'm working on for 2025. And then it's like my vision board. So what I do, I say, okay, I'm doing this season 2 for podcast, I'm doing this TV show, I'm working on this series or this film, and then I have my team, and then I break it down in teams and say, okay, these are the things that we need to do. I need to write this many scripts. These are actor pools I'm looking at working with. You want to start pulling in good people that you can depend on to work with, like you did with Dennis, a whole full team. So whether it's a guest on my podcast, they know what our podcast is about. On the Culture Conversation podcast, we're talking to people that's in music, film, TV, fashion, and sports. And we're telling their story, and we're talking about the business and production side of the industry. So we keep it authentic. You have to be. We're telling your story. I don't let you come on my show and cap. If people know me in real life, I'll call you out. So it's I can tell you from the beginning of the year to the end of the year how many people I've impacted, what's the dollar amount, what we've made, real numbers. A lot of people be faking it, And so starting out, start setting your goals on what you're gonna do. If you're a writer, how many scripts have you written in 6 months? Break it down between the year. If you are editor, to really get started in editing, people like these people on stage say, hey, I want to become an editor, and start coming in to edit their projects. And for podcasters, you got to get better. Make sure you're up on the new programs. You know, what is everybody editing on? Is it DaVinci? Is it Adobe Pro? Is it Pro Tools for music? So if you're an editor, you got to be up on the new programs and, you know, offering your services as you build your things out. So don't just come to things like this and not talk to people and not offer your services. But you need to start setting a template of what you're gonna do in your lane, you know, each year or each month. Like, don't waste your time. So I do everything in 30-day increments.